Man, these companies have to be more clear about their marketing. Today, 2 game showcases happened. EA Play Live, the Future of FPS showcase, and Sony State of Play, where the main focus was said to be on Deathloop. Well, the Future of FPS show was just a behind-the-scenes dev interview between Respawn, DICE, and DICE LA. DICE LA now being Ripple Effect. Yeah, so it was just a behind-the-scenes talk, and then when they finally got to talk about the name of the show,
it's time we jump to the part that everyone has been waiting for. What does the future of FPS games look like to you?
I don't know.
Oh, then what was the point in the show? If you're interested in these franchises, especially Apex Legends, then check it out. There's some cool behind the scenes stuff, like Apex originally had Titans and wall running and jetpacks, but it would be too complicated for players. They wanted to keep it more grounded. Absolutely no plans for Titanfall 3, it seems like. They're fine with their games as a service game right now. Apex Legends doing good. The only other news really is that the work Ripple Effect is doing for DICE right now is bringing back a bunch of fan favorite old maps to Battlefield 2042. I guess it might have maps from the original 1942. No news on Ripple Effect's unannounced projects. We do get to hear more about how Battlefield 2042 will have a games as a service model, but other Battlefield games already had these microtransactions, so it kind of was already leading in that direction. Apparently they learned lots from Respawn and their experience with Apex, being completely bone dry of content when that game was released, because they just weren't used to the model, and now they really have their stride. Speaking of Apex, no news on any updates, no news on Titanfall 3. Battle Royale will be the primary focus, but the introduction of an arena shooter mode, they said that they would like to introduce more ways of playing the game. So expect more game modes in the later seasons to come. Yeah, that's basically it. This wasn't really about announcements or anything, or even showcasing the games. It was just a behind the scenes interview with the lead designers. Would have been nice if you said that that's what this show was gonna be. Also, at the end of this Future of FPS interview or roundtable showcase, and it's here we see July 20th, we'll show gameplay of the next gen of FIFA games. And I'm bringing this up because before, when they were announcing EA Play Live events, they just said that they would show a new game from EA Sports, so people were going rampant with speculation. And NFL Street was trending a few weeks ago on Twitter. Now we know it's FIFA next gen gameplay. So yeah, that should bring down speculation. Unless it's FIFA Street, eh? And speaking of miscommunication, the state of play on Deathloop was about 8 minutes of Deathloop in the half-hour show. It was said that the show was going to be indie games, third-party devs, and Deathloop, which is also a third-party dev. Convenient how they only say Bethesda's Arcane and not Microsoft's Arcane. There was some nice indie games shown off. It sucks that it was 2/3 of the entire show though, so I'm sure that that annoyed a lot of people. I'm not going to go through everything. The only game I was looking forward to was Sifu, and it showed up. You lose as you age. Maybe it's like a roguelike or a gauntlet thing, and then just see how far you go until you lose, and then you live his life multiple times. That's a cool idea. And Hunter Arena Legends, which is a battle royale fighting game. Not gonna lie, this looks kind of dumb, but I think I fucks with this. So those third-party games, which is the rest of the show, because Deathloop is a third-party game, so again, weird the way that they're saying it. There was only 2 other third-party devs, and that was Sega and Kojima Productions. Sega showed off the new Demon Slayer game, the Hinokami Chronicles, coming October 15th, which I think this is the first English trailer I've ever seen of this. It's like a 3D fighting game. I guess they showed more of the single player. Personally, not that big of a fan of the cell shading, but it gets the job done. This game is by CyberConnect 2, the guys that made the Ninja Storm series, and they also helped out with Dragon Ball Kakarot. So if you played those games, you can kind of get the idea of how this anime game plays out, like a story fighting game type thing. Sega also showed Lost Judgment. Lost Judgment is to the Mario and Luigi RPGs as Yakuza is to Paper Mario, where Sega said, hey, only one genre per franchise. That's a really horrible way of saying that Sega said that Lost Judgment is the only action game Yakuza style gameplay thing, and Yakuza will stay an RPG like a Dragon. Lost Judgment has a global release date of September 24th. This game looks silly as hell, even if there's mature themes, but it's the wacky goodness you come to love from Ryuga Studios. Kojima Productions showed Death Stranding Director's Cut. It's its own PS5 release, and after Ghost of Tsushima, I'm confident this one's also going to be $70. The Director's Cut turns Death Stranding into an actual game. Look, it's a game now. There's also Fragile Cart. Yeah, Kojima. Yeah. There are some new story missions. I know there's people that don't give a crap about Death Stranding gameplay, but were interested in the story. So I guess that's the selling point for you. No news on how or if you can upgrade from the PS4 version. Hold up, while editing this video, as if Kojima was eavesdropping on me, a Q&A was uploaded by Kojima Productions answering questions about Death Stranding Director's Cut. It's gonna be a $10 upgrade if you own Death Stranding. They just say digital in the Q&A, but it was confirmed after that you can also do it with just the disc. So $10 for 4K 60 FPS, all the new stuff, and they're also including the items that were only available on the PC version. There was some Cyberpunk and Half-Life content on the PC version. Now that'll be coming to the PS5 too. Death Stranding Director's Cut is going to be available September 24th, which is weird because now September is going to be pretty packed. The big show ender Deathloop is coming September 14th. Sony doesn't know how to plan things when publishing these games from these studios, I guess. Deathloop's Arcane's new game featuring jazz music. We learn it's basically a roguelike game. You can stash up on weapons and upgrades so you can have access to them when you die and start the day all over again. Even though they showed off a good amount of gameplay showing off the new ability and weapons, they didn't show Julieta, which is like a big gimmick of the game, where you're hunted by an AI or player controlled character. You know, kind of like Dark Souls, that they invade your world. But we really didn't get to see that. She just takes out the main player at the end of the show, but he's standing still. So that was the only thing I was really interested in seeing how that would play out. The game looks fun. I like the style. I understand if it's not everyone's thing and why this showcase in general could be very underwhelming. I had very little expectations, and yeah, I came out saying, yeah, okay, all right. It's just, why do they have to have 20 minutes of indie games for these state of plays? Just have a Sony indies show. We already know about how much Sony shafts these indie devs, and those were the showcases. And yeah, that was it. So now from this one show, September has Lost Judgment, Death Stranding Director's Cut, and Deathloop coming out. On to other things, back to Sega news. Sonic Colors Ultimate finally went over the new features that would be with this HD remaster. 4K, 60 FPS, and improved lighting. I know many people are critical of this game having less colors in Sonic Colors though. A new mode, Rival Rush, where you go head to head with Metal Sonic. Cool, some new like speed race challenges to add to the levels, which will earn you unlocks that you can use to actually customize Sonic now. A new ability, Jade Ghost, which lets you pass through walls and stuff. There's some quality of life changes, like you can completely remap your controls, and like a Tails autosave if you screw up. And now every Sonic enthusiast is very mad that you're babying the game. And when you get 100 rings, you become invincible and go superstar mode. Even more babying the game. There's actually tons of movie Sonic tie-ins when you pre-order the game. All right. You also get some exclusive music, which, hey, let's be real, the music is almost as important as the gameplay in Sonic games. All the songs are remastered and there's remixes, and I know there's gonna be some purist that points out the differences and how objectively the new songs are worse or something. On to news all about Silent Hill. Yes, it's still relevant. Because Konami got Team Bloober to work on a game, the Silent Hill community got involved, and everybody knows that the Silent Hill community will go to any lengths to get a confirmation that a Silent Hill game is in the works. They found a bunch of game concepts that were on an EU funding site, and IGN got to speak with the team to see if any of those games were Silent Hill. Obviously no confirmation if they are working on a Silent Hill game. Now we know they got 2 games in the work they say is bigger in scope than the medium, so not the medium, it's the large, I guess. They also said that the 2 games that they have in the works, quote, neither of them is based on themes or premises that have been circulating online in the last days. So is that a straight up no, it's not Silent Hill? And they ended off by saying that there's more games that are being ported along with the medium. Probably gonna be some HD thing of their older games. And the other Silent Hill news is Eurogamer had an interview with Bokeh Games Studio. Bokeh Games being created by Keiichiro Toyama, creator of Gravity Rush and Silent Hill. Toyama made his own studio and has been working on a spiritual successor to Silent Hill. Miki Takahashi, the artist behind Knack, is the one working on the enemy designs. And somehow, yeah, all these designs are less terrifying than what the hell Knack was. In all seriousness, cool article. I'll leave a link in the description. No real news really, just that this game is a long ways away. Looking at possibilities for VR and other gameplay things. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. Lots of things talking about Silent Hill, but nothing even close to being ready to be shown. I don't blame people for being thirsty for a new game, but it's just funny how any studio or developer or director mentions Silent Hill and then it gets its own article. Hey, but that's what I'm here for. Hey, look, Dark Souls 3 has an FPS boost for Xbox. But that'll be it for this one. Like and sub to keep up with gaming's biggest news stories. Y'all just got dumped on. Bye-bye.